Are computers becoming conscious? The phi theory suggests it could be happening. According to a new theory, computers might become self-aware, proving that this trait is not unique to humans as first believed. According to Matthew Davidson of Monash University, the phi theory explains just how possible it is for computers and machines to become self-aware. According to the study, complicated machines and animals may display signs of consciousness, but the extent of the experience, quote-unquote, is an ongoing debate. The researchers argue that something with a low phi, like a computer hard drive, won't be conscious, whereas something with a high degree of phi, like a mammalian brain, will be. Even though incredible advancements are made nearly every single day, critics argue that computers and robots will never truly match humans unless they eventually develop a consciousness and becoming fully aware. Scientists firmly believe that consciousness, however, is a unique human trait that cannot be replicated in machines. However, many scientists around the world argue that animals, for example, are as conscious as humans, and the so-called phi theory could be used to determine if artificial intelligence, AI, is capable of conscious behavior. In a revolutionary article from The Conversation, written by Matthew Davidson, PhD, candidate in the neuroscience of consciousness at Monash University, the phi theory is explained in detail. He says, do you think that the machine you're reading this story on right now has a feeling what it is like to be in that state? What about a pet dog? Does it have a sense of what it's like to be in its state? It may pine for attention and appear to have a unique subjective experience, but what separates the two cases? Asks Davidson in his article. Davidson says, what makes phi interesting is that a number of its predictions can be empirically tested. If consciousness corresponds to the amount of integrated information in a system, then measures that approximate phi should differ during altered states of consciousness. He said, by extension, if consciousness is defined by the amount of integrated information in a system, then we may also need to move away from any form of human exceptionalism that says consciousness is exclusive to us. But what does it mean for machines becoming self-aware? Professor Hawken and Elon Musk warned about artificial intelligence and its dangers last year, a few years ago. Success in creating AI would be the biggest event in human history, wrote Stephen Hawking in an op-ed which appeared in The Independent back in 2014. Unfortunately, it may also be the last unless we learn how to avoid the risks. In the near term, world militaries are considering autonomous weapon systems that can choose and eliminate targets. This is what Professor Hawken added in 2014 interview with BBC. He says humans limited by slow biological evolution could not compete and would be superseded by the AI, artificial intelligence. This is on Blended Reality. Please leave your comments. Thank you. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.